So on Saturday, former U.S. President Donald Trump claimed that he would be arrested soon. That's right. He asked his supporters to protest as New York grand jury investigates hush money payments made to women who alleged sexual encounters with him. Although there is no evidence that he has been informed of any official notice from prosecutors, Trump's post on his social media platform stated that he would be taken into custody on Tuesday. As I record this, it's Wednesday. So basically, since Tuesday, I've been waiting, and this is all we've been getting. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Experts say the post appeared to be designed to create public outrage among his supporters in advance of charges that are expected to be filed soon. The post was reminiscent of the rhetoric he used shortly before the January 6, 2021 insurrection. That's right, at the U.S. Capitol. That's where it took place. So now, the district attorney in New York, who is named Alvin Bragg, is believed to be considering charges in the hush money investigation, and recently offered Trump a chance to testify before the grand jury. Trump's lawyers have stated he will follow normal procedure and agreed to surrender at a New York Police Department precinct or directly to Bragg's office if he is in fact indicted. He would be arrested only if he refuses to surrender, but Trump faces separate criminal investigations in Atlanta and in Washington over his attempts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. I want more. But first, let me remind you, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the alerts so you know when I'm dropping these hot ish. That's why you gotta hit the alerts. But also, don't forget, Thursday night, call in live, 313-825-5557. Hey, the callers run the show. So let's start with Donald Trump, all right? I am going to break down the timeline right now. Should I break down the timeline for you guys right now? You guys want a timeline? Do you guys want a timeline? Oh, that's what the children are saying. Let's get into it. July 2006. In July of 2006, Stephanie Clifford, an adult film actress known to you, me, and everybody else as Stormy Daniels, crossed paths with Donald Trump, the host of, at the time, he was the host of widely watched TV program called The Apprentice. So at a celebrity golf tournament held in Nevada, Daniels revealed in a 2018 60 Minutes interview that Donald Trump invited her to join him for dinner, and they engaged in a sexual activity afterwards in his hotel suite. After that, Trump extended an invitation for Stormy Daniels to go to a launch party for his vodka brand in California, as well as to his office located in New York's Trump Tower. It is worth noting that Daniels was 27 years old at the time of their encounter, while Trump, who had just welcomed a son with his wife, we know who that son is.
It's just a baby.
Well, Donald Trump was like 60 at the time. He definitely wasn't a baby. But yeah, that's what happened in July of 2006. And that's basically what starts all this off. I call this timeline the Trump Pump and Dump Part 1. Part 1. Part 1. Pump, Trump, and Dump Part 1.
Hey, bitch, come here.
They meet up. Donald Trump's in Beverly Hills. He has a nice little bungalow, invites Stormy over. They're going to discuss her potential appearance on a Celebrity Apprentice. They did not engage in sex. They were talking business. They were discussing business for 4 hours in her hotel room. No sex at all. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? A couple of weeks after their meeting in Beverly Hills, Trump contacted Daniels to inform her that, hey, he was unsuccessful in getting her a spot on Celebrity Apprentice. So he pumped, and then he dumped. He tried to date her, tried to get her called back, tried to smash again, tried to get some cheeks. He's trying to get those cheeks. You know what I mean? Trying to get some cheeks. And I guess she wasn't having it. She was serious. She was like, look, Donald, it's not about sex. I'm trying to get on Celebrity Apprentice. I'm trying to do my thing. And he was like, listen, we can talk about this. I'm pretty sure those 4-hour meetings that he had in his bungalow in Beverly Hills, he was trying to get the cheeks. But like I reported, he didn't get the cheeks. And a month later, hey, Stormy, I'm sorry, but there is no role for you on Celebrity Apprentice. Yo, like, bro, that's your show. I'm sure if you wanted Stephanie Clifford, aka Stormy Daniels, on your show, you could have had her on a show. I ain't saying you dumped it. So in May of 2011, Stormy speaks out. She speaks with In Touch magazine about her experiences with Donald Trump. She received $15,000 in exchange for the interview. However, 2 employees of the magazine informed CBS News that the interview was never published because Michael Cohen, Trump's attorney at the time, threatened legal action when the publication reached out to Trump for comment. Clifford, aka Stormy Daniels, claimed that she did not receive payment for the interview. A few weeks later, Stormy says that she was approached by a man in Las Vegas who threatened her and told her to leave Trump alone and forget the story. Yeah, this one's called Karen Starts Sharing. So in 2016, former Playboy model Karen McDougal tries to sell her story of the alleged affair she had with Donald Trump to the National Enquirer for $150 large. The Enquirer buys the story but never publishes it. This is a tactic that is known as catch and kill. And Cohen secures the non-disclosure portion of the deal for $125 large. That's right. Cohen also negotiates a deal with an adult film actress, as we know. He negotiates with Stormy. Stormy gets $130 in exchange for the rights to her story, and also she must sign the NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Anyway, Cohen opens up a bank account for Essential Consultants LLC and transfers $131,000 into it, which later he wires to Daniels' attorney. So in November of 2016, the Wall Street Journal publishes a report detailing the McDougal deal and mentions that Daniels was in discussions with ABC's Good Morning America to publicly disclose her alleged past relationship with Trump. After Trump is elected president in 2016, November 2016, we're talking about Karen Sharon in June 16, Cohen seeks reimbursement from the Trump Organization for the payment to Daniels, wiring fees, and an extra $50 large. Trump Organization executives agreed to reimburse Cohen a total of $420,000 in monthly installments over the course of a year. And that is how we round out 2016. Winner, winner, owes me dinner, part 1. So in 2017, Michael Cohen requested that he get paid by the Trump Organization. He was owed $180,000 plus a $35 fee for the wire. You know, there's a wire service fee, $35. So, all right, he paid $130,000 to Stormy Daniels so she could hold her tongue. He also paid the $35 wiring fee, like I just mentioned. And then on top of that, he requested $50,000. That was his fee for making this deal go down. Right? Now, I said I was going to get back to this catch and kill thing. This is basically what happens. You got a story that's going to burn Donald Trump. So what we do is we get you an interview. We get you an interview and we're going to say, hey, you're going to talk to us. It's going to be exclusive. You're going to talk to us and nobody else but us. In this interview, we're going to find out what you're saying because you're going to tell everything in the interview. We're going to pay you. We're going to have you sign that non-disclosure agreement. And guess what we're going to do? We're never going to air that interview. We never planned on airing that interview. We just wanted to hear, first of all, what you had to say. We wanted you to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and then we wanted to give you a little taste of bread so you would really keep your mouth shut. And now, hey, Your story's out. You got it off your chest. You confessed it, and it's not going beyond the corporation. Boom. Go live your life. All right, continuing. So 2018 ultimately ends up with, like I said, Michael Cohen pled guilty to the charges related to the payments, and Cohen is subsequently sentenced to 3 years in prison. I know I did that weird. That's like a different continent, how they count like that with their fingers, but I did that for you. Michael Cohen does the 3 years, and if you know anything, he came out talking more shit when he got out of jail than when Tupac got out and did he's doing a California Love video, flashing money. Dre's like, oh my God, this nigga's crazy. I mean, Michael Cohen went Tupac on everybody. Yo, and if you're interested, don't forget, call in 313-825-5557. But you can't do it until it's Thursday, 7:30 p.m. where you can do it because we're live and you can express yourself with us. Let's get back to it. 2019, Michael Cohen reported to federal prison in upstate New York. Later that year, documents from a federal probe into payments made on 2 women suggest that Donald Trump knew about efforts to buy their silence in the days leading up to the election. There were repeated communications between Cohen, Trump, and Manhattan District Attorney at the time, Cyrus Vance Jr. That's right. He was subpoenaed the Trump Organization for records related to the payments. Now, Vance's office also issued a subpoena for Trump's tax returns dating back to 2011, indicating an expansion of the investigation beyond the hush money payments. Trump sued to block the subpoena, but both a U.S. district judge and the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled against him. Trump appealed the decision to the Supreme Court. Trump digging. Does he know that he is digging his own political grave right now in front of the Trump World Organization? But let's not get it twisted. Let's get to 2020. I'm here for the YOU. That's right. In 2020, the Supreme Court heard arguments in 2 cases related to Trump's tax records. Both conservative and liberal justices expressed skepticism towards Trump's claim of absolute immunity from state investigations. That's right, absolute immunity from state investigations. So on July 20th, the Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in favor of the district attorney, Cyrus Vance. We just spoke about Cyrus Vance, stating that Trump is not immune from the subpoena and does not have a heightened standard of need for protection. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that no citizen, including the president, is above the duty to produce evidence in a criminal proceeding. I quote, 200 years ago, a great jurist of our court established that no citizen, not even the president, is categorically above the common duty to produce evidence when called upon in a criminal proceeding. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote for the majority, we affirm that principle today and hold that the president is neither absolutely immune from state criminal subpoenas seeking his private papers, nor entitled to a heightened standard of need. That's the Supreme Court, and that's your 2020 with Trump. I know we can go into much more, but I am just trying to keep this so succinct for you, so succinct. Right, 2021. Guys, I don't know if you know who this man's name is, but this is the guy who's actually bringing the charges to Trump now. All right, so Cyrus Vance was the old Manhattan DA. His office brought in a special assistant district attorney to work solely on the Trump case. Later, the office obtained Trump's tax records, his tax returns, also known as tax records, and announced that they would not seek re-election in November. That's right, Cyrus Vance's office brought in a special assistant district attorney to work solely on the Trump case. Right? And then by November, they said they weren't going to seek re-election in November. So in July, a grand jury returned a 15-count indictment against 2 Trump Organization companies, and Alan Weisselberg, who's the Trump Organization chief financial officer, aka CFO, two Trump Organization companies, and Alan Weisselberg, who's the chief financial officer. Now, this man pictured here with the 2021 below his chinny chin chins is none other than Alvin Bragg, who was elected as the next Manhattan District Attorney, and Cohen was also released in 2021 from federal custody. So Cohen's out of jail, and the new Manhattan District Attorney is this man pictured, Alvin Bragg. 2022. Listen. So the special district attorney that I was talking about that was designated to solely work on the Trump case, his last name is Pomerantz. And Mr. Pomerantz resigned from his position as the special assistant district attorney in 2022 and wrote in his resignation letter that he believes Trump is guilty of numerous felony violations. Bragg, Alvin Bragg, the current Manhattan District Attorney, remains active and investigators are exploring new evidence. Weisselberg, who is pictured standing behind Trump with the 2022 under his mustache, his crustache. Yeah, he has a 2022 under his crustache. Anyway, Weisselberg pleaded guilty to receiving untaxed compensation and also agreed to cooperate with the prosecutors. So at the Trump Organization's trial, Weisselberg testified that Trump and his children allegedly participated in a scheme to defraud tax authorities. That's right. The jury found two Trump Organization companies guilty on all 17 charges of tax fraud and other crimes. And that brings us to the current. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for eating these vegetables. This is the criminal court building in Manhattan, District 2. And starting in 2023, January 17th, Cohen meets with investigators from the district attorney's office. And it's a new sign that the years-old investigation into Trump may be picking up steam. That's right. They're calling me in for the 14th time, so we'll see what happens, Cohen said, outside a government office building in downtown Manhattan, adding that he hadn't met with investigators. Now, that was back in January. So at the end of January, the New York Times report that Alvin Bragg, district attorney, had recently convened a grand jury to examine the evidence in the hush money probe. That's what we're calling it now, the hush money. That's right, the hush money probe. So the report says that the AMI CEO was spotted entering the building where the grand jury was meeting. I mean, that sounds like he was about to spill his guts. Also, early March, since we're still in March, Kellyanne Conway, who we all know as the Trump spokesperson at one point, was also Trump's senior counselor in the White House. She met for at least the second time with the Manhattan prosecutors investigating the Daniels payment. That's right, Stormy's payment. Kelly Conway may have had some information, and she may have given that up to Manhattan prosecutors on March 8th. So Cohen wrote in a 2020 memoir called Disloyal, y'all should check that out, that on October 27th, 2016, he unsuccessfully attempted to call Trump to confirm that he made the payment to Daniels. Conway, he said, called back and said she'd pass along the good news. Wow. So Donald Trump seemingly tried to insulate himself from that, and that might actually help him in these criminal proceedings that are going to be taking place. So, get you up to date. March 9th, the district attorney's office invites Trump to testify before the grand jury, but we know he's not doing that. Trump's spokesman says that in a statement that the Manhattan district attorney's threat to indict President Trump is simply insane. For the past 5 years, the DA's office has been on a witch hunt, investigating every aspect of Trump's life, and they've come up empty at every turn. And now this, that is quoted by Trump's spokesperson. The spokesperson also characterized the possibility of Trump's indictment as a new political attack and a clear exoneration of President Trump in all areas. March 13th, Trump's lawyer says he will not be testifying before the grand jury. He won't be participating in that proceeding, a proceeding that we and most election law experts believe is with absolutely no legal merit. And his lawyer is Joseph Tacopina. Google him. He has represented some of your favorite rappers. Anyway, Cohen also testified before the grand jury for the first time on March 13th. That's why you see his name in the news all over the place. And then on March 15th, Cohen's back again, testifying for 3 hours. If you've ever seen or heard Michael Cohen speak, he is never at a loss for words. He always has something to say, especially when he's talking about Donald Trump. So he's quoted saying that we'll see what happens, what questions they ask, and then at the end, the grand jurors have the opportunity to ask me questions, and I'm looking forward to that. And that was quoted by Michael Cohen himself. Now, Clark Brewster, who is an attorney for Stormy Daniels, also said that his client met with investigators from that district's office. Stormy responded to questions and has agreed to make herself available as a witness for further inquiry if needed, and that was told in a tweet by Clark Brewster, who is the attorney for Stormy Daniels. March 18th, Trump takes to social media to warn of his possible arrest. And here we are, guys. The former president posted on his Truth Social network that illegal leaks from Manhattan District Attorney's Office indicate that the former far and away leading Republican candidate and former president of the United States of America will be arrested on Tuesday of next week. I am recording this on Wednesday, and I haven't heard shit. I'm sorry for cursing. It is something, Flash. It is something. Anyway, following Trump's call for protests, because he called for protests, Alvin Bragg sent an email to his staff assuring them that the safety was a top priority to him for his staff, and he is committed to maintaining a safe work environment where everyone is able to continue to serve public with the same diligence and professionalism that make this institution so renowned. Alvin Bragg said, hey, you did that shit in D.C., you're not doing it here in Manhattan. Nobody's walking up and shitting in the vestibule of the criminal courts building in Manhattan downtown. Nobody's doing it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
And he wasn't finished, because Bragg also told his staff in the district attorney's office that, as with all of its investigations, his team will continue to apply the law evenly and fairly and speak publicly when appropriate. So, on the 19th, two sources confirmed to CBS News that Robert Costello, who was a legal advisor to Michael Cohen, may appear before the grand jury as well, to discredit Cohen, though. So Trump's attorney asked Costello to appear, and it's unclear whether he will be called. Cohen, as well, has been asked to be in close proximity to the grand jury, which meets in Lower Manhattan, in case he's needed to rebut the witness. And that is where we are with Donald Trump.
Because the truth shall be spoken, and it should be spoken.
That's where we are. All right, guys, that's what I got for you right now. Don't forget the show is about Trump and Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tonight, we will be talking more about Trump, and we will also be talking about the whooping that Tekashi 6ix9ine got. So that's right, Thursday, 7:30 p.m., 313-825-5557. You call in after 7:30. You don't know, I might pick up the phone. I answer all the callers. That's right, so call in. Get it off your chest. Speak with the world. Hit our comments. You know how we do. Me episodes. Talking shit. Getting clicks. Don't ever get it twisted. But don't forget, Trump and Tekashi 6ix9ine. This is what we're going to be talking about Thursday. As always, you can bring your own subjects. You can bring your whole attitude. Bring whatever you need to bring. But that's right. Thursday, we're going to do this. I am Mo 3 times. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll get up with you later. We out. my God. Yeah, let the children sing. Peace. Thursday. Me episodes with Mo 3 times. That's right. Don't forget to call in live Thursday. 313-825-5557. We got the call-in line. We were on the comments. We're going to be talking more Trump and Tekashi. Way more Tekashi. And that's our YouTube channel. Talking shit, getting clicks. That's where we're going to be tomorrow night. You get us on Twitter. You can hit us on their Gmail. Hit us at the Real Talking Gang. Don't forget, share that with your friends. Peace.